Ireland, we've had the Gruga's Gold event. We were just over in Rathlin on Saturday night. It was a bit stormy going over, but it was absolutely fantastic in the room. I think we had about 20 to 25% of the whole island community actually taking part in the process.
Adam and I, my great assistant, are going to give out the information sheets for the bids so that anybody who wants to vote can write down notes as they go along, which will help them make their chosen bid at the end.
And it was just so fantastic to see so many people coming together and sharing their ideas about how they could bring the community closer together in Rathlin.
I'm Louise O'Kane. I'm a Planner and Engagement Officer with CommunityPlaces, and we are coordinating the PB Works project. But it's a collaborative effort, a whole range of organisations including Triangle Housing Association, PSNI, Community Foundation, NI, Building Change Trust, and a whole range of other organisations that are coming together to really create more of a supportive and enabling environment for PB here. PB, what is PB? It's a bit of a mouthful, participatory, but it's about local people having a say on how resources are spent. So it's about them actually coming together, identifying the priorities, things that will actually make a difference to them in their own communities, and then the whole community together actually voting on the priorities that matter to them.
My name's David Patterson and I work as Head of Community Planning in Newry, Mourne and Down District Council. In community planning, we're all about trying to get people involved from the community on making decisions about the future that we want to see in the area.
Congratulations everybody being here today. This has been put together by a very large group of people, but it wouldn't have been happening today without the particular extra effort of one particular person who works for the council here. So I want to ask Lauren and Emily to come.
Started on something of a journey to work with Jez Hall and other people in PB Partners through the PB Works steering group to actually take this idea forward. PB isn't the same in any one particular place.
Again, youth workers, teachers, parents, and especially all the young people here today. This is your event. It's open to all you, and it's very, very important that you all participate, and it's great to see such a big number of people here today.
But it's a set of principles that we can actually work on. So it's developing probably a little bit differently in Northern Ireland than other places.
Just remember that you matter. Stand up, speak out, be different, be yourself. Don't follow the crowd. Believe in yourself, have attitude, and we will give you gratitude. Come and take the dollar, and let me hear you holler!
We've been involved in developing two particular pilot projects. One we kept very, very simple and very, very local, and this one here today we've made a digital online project focused very much on involving young people throughout the district, and we're trying to learn from that as to embed that process and actually take it forward in a bigger way in the future. There was really an astounding and astonishing response from over 20 groups of young people, schools, youth clubs, just anybody who was interested across the area. One of the reasons we wanted to do this digitally is because Newry, Mourne and Down is a huge area. It's 60 miles long. Young people have difficulty in accessing transport. It's very difficult to bring everybody together at any one time. But what we've actually managed to do, although we've had this celebratory event today, we had over 2,000 votes from across the district, so that there was an opportunity for an awful lot of young people to get engaged and vote, even if they weren't necessarily able to get here today. So it's been really successful from that point of view, and that's certainly something we want to try and build on. We think this is an important new way of distributing public money, because it's really important in this world we have today to recognise that it's local people who have the expertise, local people who have the knowledge as to what the priorities are. So this is really part of a movement and a change in the way that public money can actually be looked at, and priorities made and decisions made that are much more involving of local communities who everybody acknowledges now have very substantial expertise in knowing what the issues are, what the problems are, and actually helping to shape the priorities and ways of addressing them. So yes, this really needs to move forward.
PB Works, Participatory Budgeting Works.org, is Northern Ireland's attempt at a network for those who are interested in PB in Northern Ireland. Join. There are lots of materials on the website. There are lots of short films that have been made to show you what other folk have done, and we're hoping that it'll also be a place where as more of us go down this road, we put up there our events, or we can put up there our questions.
I'm Alan Budge, I work for PB Partners, and I've been facilitating a workshop around developing housing initiatives and participatory budgeting. PB is people deciding themselves how to spend money in their communities. That's it. If people have direct decision-making powers over a pot of money, that is participatory budgeting. It can be £500, it can be £50 million. It's the same thing as long as the principle is in place. We provide support to PB initiatives across the UK. We've been doing this work for about 15 years now, doing a lot of work in Scotland recently, and developing the work in Northern Ireland. And I've been working with housing trusts in Scotland to develop PB initiatives within a housing setup. So it was sensible that I came over and helped facilitate today's event, which is about looking at options around PB within a housing setting in Northern Ireland.
One of the great things you need to recognise and remember, and having this through PB like Blackpool's Rustic of Rock, is the process is owned by the participants.
I just want to say I'm absolutely delighted to have been here all day, and I've loved it. It's been fantastic, and I think you can really hear the passion and the energy from yourselves about the community, from thinking about past generations, the future, and currently things that you can actually do together. So I think participatory budgeting is really all about bringing the local community together. And I think, David, you were at one of the awareness events and you kind of heard about this thing called PB. I thought, God, that really might fit really well with the kind of ethos of Rathlin, which is obviously very much about knowing what you want, having a really clear vision and caring for each other.
I've been to a lot of these events over the years. I've been to ones that have got like 200, 300 people in the room. This has been very intimate. There's been a real sense of connection. The community know each other. And I think the projects that aren't successful, I get the support from the community as well. There's a real sense of the community coming together to decide for themselves what they want to do with the money, which is what it's all about. It's PB in action.
I just think somebody from PB once said, I mean, there's no perfection you're striving for. It's just something better than what we've had before, building on that.
And I think whenever you talk about community projects like this and you see people's enthusiasm, I think that just creates a real positive energy about the place as well.
The way to go. For democracy, people feel excluded by big politics. This is local level politics, which makes a difference. People can get involved and have a say.
A great turnout, really, very, very good for a cold, wet Saturday night, and when you could be sitting at home watching Strictly or whatever. But you can't get this on iPlayer, you can't get this on Netflix or on Amazon Prime. The only way is to do it live, so people have actually come out and made it a good event.
No, just hearing from local people about what actually matters to them is just absolutely fantastic, and I think you could see that all through the bids it was all about the community, past, future and current, and I just think it's absolutely fantastic to hear that energy come from people, and I think it's more than the Grua's gold. It's definitely some Rathlin gold here this evening, so it's been really fantastic.
I'm Brendan Murray, I'm from Queen's University, and we're doing an evaluation for CommunityPlaces of the whole participatory budgeting pilot.
I'm Andrew Grounds, I'm also from Queen's University, and I'm also helping with the evaluation.
It's a really exciting space, given the history of democracy and governance in Northern Ireland. New opportunities like local authorities taking over more control and community planning in particular. It's opened up a whole new way of thinking about how communities become involved in decision making.
I also think it's a good opportunity for some groups who particularly might not benefit from funding. They might be constituted, they may be put off by going for more major funding opportunities that have been excluded in the past. So from an inclusion perspective, I think it has very positives, and I think that's something communities, particularly more deprived communities, should be quite excited about.
I'm Chris Alexander from Triangle Housing Association. I'm Chief Executive of the organisation. I'm here to share some of our experiences of participatory budgeting in the organisation. Triangle has run a number of PB events over the past 3 years, 2 events with our learning disabled clients, and then 1 event in partnership with a range of other public and voluntary sector bodies in the Causeway Coast and Glens Council area. The talk was to explain some of the practical challenges around running a PB event and some of the opportunities that it has afforded, and also the very positive outcomes that we have experienced as well in terms of promoting self-confidence, in terms of community development, in terms of ensuring that funding is used in the way that people in our properties want it to be used, and people in the local community want it to be used.
I'm Mark Peters, I'm a police officer, and why am I here today? I've been involved in trying to promote PB. I think it's a really good idea, educate our police officers but also wider community of other sectors so we can promote and have communities and individuals actually making choices about what they can have and deliver in their local communities.
I'm really pleased with how it went. With really good, honest exchange about what PB is. Can it be useful for housing-led approaches? Are there opportunities there in terms of increasing tenant participation and using maybe existing mechanisms, existing funds and resources that are already there differently? So using PB as a mechanism to give local people more of a say on how some of those budgets are actually spent and on the priorities that actually matter to them.
I thought it was excellent because it was very practical. The questions we were engaging, the theme was particularly housing, but beyond that, housing can engage in communities in so many different ways. So we had other representatives other than those from housing bodies, and the questions and the discussions were all about the practical issues. How does this work? How would you cope with, which makes it real.
Oh, it was fabulous. I mean, most people seem very enthusiastic. They seem very committed to the idea that residents have the right to take decisions that affect their community and their well-being, and they understand that and they get that, I think. So the idea of residents in social housing settings having the option around what their social housing spend is going to be is something that they seem to be grabbing hold of with both hands at the moment.
So PB Works hopefully will be that kind of facilitation network, a safe space to grow such a flexible tool as PB is in a myriad of situations and contexts. A few of us have actually done some of this, and so having been on the roller coaster of delight and terror, we're able to say to others who are now starting out on that or who are partway through that, hang in there, it is truly worth it. And if you have a problem, we're all of us at the end of the phone or whatever to say, what did you try, or could that work? Or ring Alan and Jez of PB Partners, who are marvellous, as just that the mentor on the side. It's okay, we've seen that before. So being able to bring that to the table is a wonderful gift.